Hey guys, so for this video I'll be doing an unboxing, review, and talking about EXID. But before I start, I know it's been a while since this album got released, but I finally got my hands on it. Finally, I had it for like 2 weeks, but I'm filming a video now. Yes, yeah. Oh, and before I start. I will be filming a haul of the K-pop albums that I've kind of been getting the past month and a half up to kind of now. I really haven't gotten anything from the first half, meaning like ordered, because obviously this album came in the first half of this year, but there were very few albums that that were on my list, and I was also saving money for a trip that I was doing in the summer, so I was not buying anything at all. But I'm kind of catching up on the few releases that kind of were on my list. But that's why you'll see some of the albums that were released in the first half that are kind of being unboxed now. And there's also a Secret Santa video coming up very, very soon. And yes, maybe I'll do some like a tag or something, I don't know, but and then there's something in particular with EXID that I will be doing hopefully soon, and I'll talk about that later. But before I start, making a comparison with a jewel case. This is how big the album is. It's kind of your standard book packaging. I really like it. I like the texture of this as well. Finally, they only did a jewel case for that lady song. But yeah, here's the track list. And I really like this red. The album's called We. There's the names. And a cute little cover. And I just love book packaging, to be completely honest. Because it's just very sturdy and it lasts a while. So yeah, let's get started. Oh, they look so cute. So like I was saying, this packaging is pretty quite quality. Solid packaging right here, like kind of getting into it already. 10 out of 10. They're not trying to add a bunch of extra little stuff, and you just get to the photo book. It's the binding is good. The quality of the pictures is really nice. The pictures in general look pretty cool as well. So really satisfied with this release from them. But the pictures are so cute. There's Lego, there are fan names. I'll get to this later. There's Solji, L.E. Honey. And these photos are absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and the texture of the paper changes with this concept. I don't know why, but they do. And these are just kind of like the lyrics to the songs. And the disc. And really happy with this. You do get a standee. That's kind of like the little extra that they have. I don't mind this. And a photo card. I got Junghwa. And here's the instructions to using it. I think there might be like a video And you just kind of scan it. But yes, so there's that. Like I was saying, love this packaging. They were kind of doing singles for a bit, which I didn't particularly. I mean, the songs were good, don't get me wrong, but the packaging and like just buying singles can just get expensive. But yeah, now talking about this album, Me and You isn't my favorite song by them. It's mid-tier in terms of like kind of like my favorite title tracks for them. They, for me, they really hit their peak with Lie. In general, I do really enjoy their discography. They have some really, really solid albums, especially their first few albums are really, really good. I gave this a quick listen before making an unboxing. I think the song that got the remix was Lady, and it wasn't bad. So technically you get 5 songs in this album. There's 7 tracks. You get an instrumental and the remix of that song. Finally, Solji is kind of back in this album. And obviously the elephant in the room is the fact that Hani and Jonghwa left their current label. But from what I read, they didn't leave the group. Okay. But I do have a feeling that the girls might not promote as much as we like, which is completely fine. I understand, like, there's stages in your career where you're kind of like moving on to certain things, and I completely understand. Now, does that mean they'll have like a subunit or something? I don't know. But hopefully they do make like a comeback every 2 years, if that's the case, since they're all kind of focusing on their own thing. There's a confirmation that they are promoting as a group until I think 2020, but primarily in Japan. And I don't particularly listen to their Japanese stuff. I have to give it a listen to. But Japanese albums are so expensive, and EXID is not on my top ultimate groups, so it might take a while for me to eventually get them, or maybe I will never get them. But I'm satisfied with having their Korean discography, since that's particularly what I listen to them the most. But they are releasing a new single in Japan, so I'll give that a listen. And kind of like at the beginning of this video, how I was talking about a special video for EXID, since obviously they probably are not going to promote and release as much music. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I just have the gut feeling, since that's been the trend for groups that have been kind of out for a while now, because they debuted in 2012. I think 2012. So yeah, it's gonna be 8 years. So usually by that time they kind of slow the pace, especially if they're not necessarily still on their high. They kind of already peaked a while ago. And the special video will be my updated collection for them. And the reason why I'm doing especially for them is the fact that I'm one of the very few people that's lucky enough to have their first physical release, which is Hippity Hop, and it's probably my favorite, or if not my second favorite release from them as an album. That album is absolutely fantastic. It's just all the songs there are really, 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 really good. I got super lucky and I have that album. I know it's extremely rare. Those were the days when they were just pretty much unknown. But they were releasing bops. Yeah. Oh, I Feel Good is such a good song. But in general, and obviously that's kind of more of that's their rarest item. But a lot of their first releases are out of print. I'm pretty sure their second mini album is rare. I know that their first studio album, and kind of their only studio album, is basically out of print. I don't know for their other stuff, but I'm almost 100% sure that their second mini album is a little bit more difficult to get. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do know that their first studio album and their first mini album are very difficult to get. So not everyone has a complete collection, and I'm fortunate enough to have a complete collection for their Korean releases. So I'll make a video for that soon. I just kind of have to find where I have each of these albums, because they're all over my house, and hopefully that'll help me kind of organize and make a list of which albums I have for groups. Because when I've been looking at some of my collection, I completely have forgotten like what albums I have and what albums I don't have, and hopefully I don't end up buying second copies of stuff, because that's just a waste of space and money. Yes, so I'll make a video for them, since they really don't have there isn't much videos where it shows like a complete collection for their Korean discography. I don't have a complete collection, since I don't have their Japanese stuff. I don't know if I'll get it, like I mentioned in the beginning, but yeah. We'll see with what happens with EXID. Within their time, they've put out some solid music. I'm extremely proud of them. I'm so glad they, had, their moment in K-pop with Up and Down, kind of solidifying them as one of the main girl groups during that time. And yes, I'm just happy with what they put out, and if they really aren't going to release music anymore, I completely understand. But yeah, I'm just glad that there wasn't like a lot of drama regarding their continuation as a group. And I feel like the girls are really just tight as friends, so we'll see what happens. You randomly you hear news, like for example with Rainbow having their 10th year anniversary release, and we'll see what happens with EXID. I'll definitely miss having like a release from them per year, because they always release just this really fun dance songs. And yeah. Alright guys, if you have any other questions, please comment down below, or any requests. And yeah, and I guess for a quick tip for those who are trying to collect EXID, if you see the album, get it, because that's the main reason why I got this album. Is not, like, I'll be completely real, this wasn't my favorite release this year, but they are still one of the groups that I collect all of their stuff, and I did enjoy the title track. But when it comes to EXID, I'm very, 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 very careful, because I don't want to pay a bunch of money for an album that's out of print and it's being sold overpriced. Yeah, it's just absolutely insane. But I completely understand, like, if it's a rare item, then go ahead and sell it. But that's the main reason why I kind of decided to get this right away, because they're not as popular as they were before, and they're also not huge when it comes to physical sales. So I almost did not get their first studio album, because is out of print now, and I snagged myself a copy. Much later, I got really lucky, and I don't know how much is being sold now, but I'm pretty sure it's much more than it's usually sold for. So that's kind of my quick tip for those who are trying to collect them. Like, if you see any stuff that you're missing and you're trying to collect them, just get it now, and because it's gonna be rare in a few years, if not like very soon, because even their studio album went out of print, and it was not even, it wasn't even that long since it was released. So alright guys, I'll see you on the next video, and I hope everyone's doing well, and yeah, bye.